That's us.
Wow.
Wow.
What a hit.
Wow. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another
Feels good to be
beautiful
live.
episode of the DrawBomb Show.
A classic. A classic style. We've been working on stuff the last few weeks, but today we're going old school.
That's right. You may remember us as the guys who did the last few episodes where it was not the usual thing. But guess what? We're back to the usual thing. So I hope you're ready
I'm ready.
for the
asking
usual
me?
thing. No, I don't know. I'm asking
Oh.
the general.
well, I am
thing.
ready. In case you wanted to know if I am or
Okay.
not.
I'm not. I didn't care.
I'm ready.
I don't care. But as long as the folks in the audience are ready.
Oh, the cameras are not working.
The cameras are not on. Oh boy, you know what? Reset the source, cause OBS. I think this is what I have to do, and now it's gonna do it. There we go. I have to pop it out. I have to pop it out.
There we are.
Yeah, there we are. I gotta
on?
pop it
Oh.
out.
I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do. You gotta pop it out. Nice. Finally able to tune in. It's Tom. Well, hello, Tom. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, hey, Tom.
Tom.
I work with Tom.
Oh, sick. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you said that because I was like, Tom. Yeah. Like, you ever do that thing where someone's like,
Oh, I
"Yo,
always
dude."
do that.
And you're like, yo, man.
What? I'm supposed to admit that I don't know you? That's like...
That's the worst thing in the world. Absolutely
I
dreadful.
pretty much just refer to people as like, hey, and like you and pal and stuff because I am famously bad at names.
I'm so bad at names. Here's the thing. I was like recently visiting some friends in Philly, and like I had a moment where like I knew the person's name. I've known them for years. I knew the person's name, and then I like just had a crisis of confidence where I was just like, do I know? So I just like real quick went through their Instagram like as they were in the bathroom, and I was just like, right, it is okay, because like I'm that bad with names that I get like terrified, and I just like completely forget. Like I could know your name, and then I'll just think that I don't know it, and then that's as much as that'll do it. Like it's gone.
But when you're like second guessing yourself, that's just as bad as not knowing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So,
Double Rock says, I like how your cams are very bright tonight. Is something different? It might just... I don't know.
the internet's at a 0 right now.
What?
So the internet took a dip to 0. Now it's in the green again.
Might be having internet issues, as we often do, so if that's happening,
Yeah.
let us know.
Just a brief dip. It's back in the green now and staying there.
Wow.
We've only lost in the last 17 minutes. We've only lost 2.5. We've only lost 1,500 frames, which is not a lot actually in the long term.
The internet was just having some minor heart palpitations. We're fine.
It's a
My
little bit
room's not any
narcoleptic.
better lit. It might be the fact that it's more daylight out now, and by the end of the show it will be dark in here. I don't know. I need a better like white light. I don't really have one. It's got weird colors.
It's unfortunate because with this ring light, I can either, I guess the best time for the night, like no matter what, I just look pale. Which would in general, if someone's pale all the time in several different lighting types, you're like, so that dude's just pale. But this is like more pale, like I don't know.
So you're saying you're not pale? Our eyes are all lying to us.
No, I'm just not as pale as this makes me look. But to be fair, it's still not like great. And like if there was like a slider, it's still on the pretty close to the left in terms of paleness versus tanness.
I personally think of you as a bronzed god.
Well, thank you.
I'm like, there's a guy that sits in the sun sometimes.
I got that beautiful Italian sheen to me. I got that luster.
You got the luster. That's true.
That's right. Oh.
Oh, we're getting sexy in here.
That's right. It's sexy in here. I need to when
Welcome to the chat, Culture Limp.
Yes, welcome. When I re-edit this for upload on YouTube, I am gonna have to cut that. I'm gonna have to mute that moment. Because every time we have like that little clip is like 3 seconds, 5 seconds long, something like that, and YouTube is like, all those sax
Can we just
notes,
say we're parodying George Michael?
You know, you would think, but they don't care. YouTube don't care.
They just don't care.
Yeah. Looks like you missed my question the first time, so I'm just gonna ask again. Ian, did you listen to the playlist I showed you yesterday? No, I did not. I've been a busy boy doing some things, so I have not had the chance. I haven't really done any music listening aside from on stream. Just because I was doing the video editing, and actually you really can't, like, the unfortunate thing about video editing is that for the most part you really can't do anything else. Like, if you have a side screen and you're doing like video editing, I don't know, that thing is, unless you're like doing both screen setup, that other screen's just gonna not get used.
Hard to multitask with video editing.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a thing
all your
that
senses are required.
Yeah, pretty much it's requiring you to like control the experience of every sense, so you can't really do too much of that. But
what
I
kind
think
of
it
playlist
was worth
was
it.
Lotus Clap or Ian?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
That's fair.
I think it's a bunch of beats. I think it's beats. It's beats from a video game. I remember. It's beats from gosh, a game. They said that they thought that the music.
I love
would
that
be,
one.
It would be to my liking, based on what I've played on the stream.
So Tom, that made himself known earlier.
Yes.
He's been watching via VODs and YouTube for a while.
Oh.
But he usually works on Mondays.
Well, I'm so happy that you know them. First of all, again, the name thing, but also, thank you so much for joining us live, and thanks for the support via the VODs. That's means a lot that you would consider us worth like going back and checking out. I appreciate. Yeah, thank you. Brandon told me about you, not with a specific name attached, but he told me about you, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like some asshole I work with.
Yeah.
Won't leave me alone.
And I was just like, wow, anybody actually cares?
Great. It's great.
It's
got
great.
Lots of people who care.
Lots of people
The
care.
DrawBomb community, you know,
they're strong.
is it's a good group.
We're DrawBomb strong.
Be sure to buy the DrawBomb Strong rubber bracelets.
That's right.
Every dollar goes to us.
Clearing the rights to that George Michael sample.
yeah, we're being sued. We have a very horrible legal battle we've been dealing with for, you know, with those George Michael sound clips. But
yeah,
you know,
it's not been easy
fight.
on the DrawBomb lawyers. They've been having quite the uphill battle.
Turns out George Michael's record label has a lot more resources than us. Go figure.
Yeah, strange. Universal
Your Dragon
Music
is like
Company.
has got a very like smooth head going on. It's like
yeah, I don't do like how do the
T-Rex.
dragons look in that show?
There's a lot of like spikes and shit going on.
I should just look up what the fuck dragons in Game of Thrones look like to
Yeah.
refresh my memory.
They're
They have a
spiky.
pretty full
They got
look.
they got a lot of triangles on their heads.
a lot of them head
not many
triangles.
rounded edges.
Yeah, they're all. You don't want to sit on one of those heads. That's what's an animal that has a close sort of parallel to that shit?
To a dragoon?
Just to like that neck shit going on a dragon. Like, is there an animal in the animal kingdom that?
It's all spiky.
Well, it just has a neck that is busy like that. You know, I'm guessing like a bearded dragon is probably what they took the most reference from, right?
Probably. I don't know. Now I gotta look at bearded dragons. We're learning about reptiles today.
It's funny that I'm like, where do you think they base dragons off of? A thing with the word dragon in its name?
It does have the bearded dragon looks like the domesticated version of a dragon.
It's like you look at wolves and then you look at dogs.
And you look at a pug.
Dragon is like the wolf, and the bearded dragon is like the puppy.
It's a good comparison.
But yeah, I'd say a bearded dragon is where they like. If you look at some of these things got like spiky necks. I'm assuming you since you didn't know what the hell a bearded dragon either was or looked like.
I knew what they were. I know.
Okay.
I've seen them in person. I just
okay.
It's like not something.
I was gonna say you.
Oh, by the way, real quick, I noticed on the screen we have our names up at the top.
Oh right.
Floating.
The old switcheroony we did. Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, I fixed it.
But no, Morgan used to have a bearded dragon. I've seen them. It's not something that lives in my head. Like,
yeah,
it's not like the whole Apple discussion.
I was gonna say I feel like everybody in America at least has known at least one person who's owned a bearded dragon at some point.
Yeah. Pretty common pets.
It's a common pet.
Lizards go.
Which is fascinating just because it seems like a hassle, but a lot of people are willing to put up with it, and good for them, you know?
I think people that I think as far as reptiles go, they're pretty easygoing. But I think reptiles in general are like, I don't know, I want my animal, I want to be able to tell that it loves me.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
I like to stick to mammals because, and I might be wrong, I'm sure there's reptile owners that would be like, you can tell that a reptile likes you, but I feel like mammals are a lot more, at least we're able to read it better.
Yeah, I mean, I was petting a kitty yesterday, and it like smiled at me, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a happy kitty face right there, and it looks like a fun little smile, and you don't normally get that with a lot of like lizards. They look very much like how lizards look.
They don't show emotion on their face. They just
their cheeks. They don't have like cheeks to like with the muscle capabilities that we do. Their mouths are kind of like.
If we have any lizards watching the stream right now, I'm sorry that we're, talking about what you lack. Not really fair. Can you get a zoom in on? Yeah, thank you. Yep, that's a lizard right there. I can't tell if you're mad at me right now or if you're happy. I think he's pissed at me. Oh god.
It took a lot of concentration to blink one eye separately from the other.
But you pulled it off,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's what matters.
Yeah, the lizards, I mean, here's the thing. I've seen some lizards where like the person will like stroke it on the chin and then its eyes will like close in a way where I'm just like, "Oh yeah, that thing likes that." I could tell. And like that's cute. I think it's like one of those situations where you have to sort of have. It's like if you aren't around dogs a whole lot, you're not gonna know what the hell is on a dog's mind. But if you're around dogs a lot, you can pretty much get a sense of what a dog's thinking pretty much at any time.
I am the lizard whisperer.
That's right.
Real quick in the chat, Leviathan Dunn says, "What's the theme today?" Well, the new Game of Thrones spin-off came out yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's kind of what we're going for. Ian hasn't watched it yet, but I did.
I'm not all thrown up.
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to ride those trends.
That's right. We here for them clickbait away balls. Brandon, what did you think of the new Game of Thrones?
So I didn't get too hyped up just because like a lot of people, I didn't really like so much how the original series ended. So I was trying not to get too excited, but I watched the first episode and it was good. Feels like Game of Thrones, so I'm excited to watch more of it. I hope it is as watchable as Game of Thrones is, because then I'll become obsessed again, and that's always fun when you have a show you really like.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Is it made like who's making this? Is this made by the same dudes who made the original Game of Thrones? Have like those
Nope.
dudes been kind of kicked
They are
out
not involved.
because they fucked up so bad? Like HBO's kind of like, nah,
You know,
dude.
you could. I mean, I think they wanted out by the end of it too.
I imagine, yeah.
Which is part of why it ended the way it did.
Interesting.
Because they were like ready to. They had to deal with like Disney to make like a Star Wars flick, which I think they ended up getting like booted off of.
Right.
But yeah, so they were ready to be done. They're like, okay, no more of this, please. But you know, I feel so the end of the series kind of felt rushed to a lot of people. Was the biggest complaint.
That's what I hear. Yeah. That, like I remember it was like the last season was happening. And you were just like, I don't know, man. It used to be like they'd spend a season going from one continent to the other, and now they're just like, boop, we're there.
Yeah, there was a legit season where like 2 characters that are like big in the show spent the entire season just crossing the continent, and then in the last season they're just like, they had dragons, some of them, but still they're just like, boop, now we're here, boop, now we're here, like all across the world. And it's like, okay, they're fast forwarding now. It feels like they're trying to get this thing over with.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's one thing if they want to be done with it, but like, you know, pass the project off to somebody else if you want to be done or something. I don't know.
Anyways, I have to imagine, like, I don't know, it's weird with showrunners. Like, there's a lot of shows where, like, it seems like the moment the showrunner is, like, trying to pass it off, or I feel like networks get skittish at the concept of somebody else running a show if it's, like, a very successful show for them. Which is fair, I get that, because, you know, you want your investment to be worth it, but, like, you know, a lot of shows will then, like, either keep the showrunner on for longer than is clearly like what they're able to like put in mentally into this whole thing, and they just phone it in, or it's like if the showrunner does leave, they just like scrap the show. They're just like, okay, well, I guess it's over, bye. We canceled the show instead of letting somebody else try and run it for like a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the right answer is. I've never ran a show and probably never will, so but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
You don't think you're gonna run a Game of Thrones one day?
You know, I've been putting it in my resume, but they haven't called me back.
Damn.
I know. Give me the cold shoulder. They say you need 10 years experience writing Game of Thrones, and it's like, geez, how am I supposed to? This degree is worth nothing now. I knew I shouldn't have gone into making Game of Thrones 101.
I'm doing a spin. I'm doing like a knockoff series on Stars. It's called
Give me that chair.
Give me that chair.
Lotus Clock says, if a reptile doesn't try to get away from you when you pet it, then it likes you, or at the very least it is content with the situation. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
yeah,
that makes sense.
I've got a few
Bubba
friends
Rocket says reptiles never look like they have very much going on upstairs. I don't know if that's fair or not. I like Ian said earlier, I'm not around them much, so I can't really read them. So somebody who is around reptiles may argue that, but I get the same vibe, but just because I don't have a lot of experience with them. I do think there are certain animals that are like more like machine than like an insect or a fish. I feel like they're just kind of operating like a flow chart, like if this then this type thing. Like right. I have to mate, I have to eat. If something comes at me, this is what I do. I don't think there's not a lot of
time for leisure and like ruminating.
There's not much like, you know, process of elimination to be like, well, I don't feel like this today. I'm a fish. Maybe today I'll sleep in. Like, I don't think they're...
What is life in this cold blue abyss? But what am I? A mere meat sock swimming through the currents of both life and this water.
I don't like that you called him a meat sock.
But what else could I be? What could I become of my lowly station?
I don't know. Just
oh my god, what is that? What is that? Oh, okay.
Shiny.
Okay. It's nothing. It's everything could kill me.
A sock implies that you'd want to wear it on your foot. And while you might be able to, the visual of that seems really gross to me.
Just like you ever take a bunch of hamburger meat, stuff it all in a sock?
And then what?
What do you mean? And that's what you do.
That's just it? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that.
That's it.
add that to
An
my
end
list.
of process. Now you have a
What's
meat
the
sock.
end goal? Just having a sock with meat
Now you
in
have
it?
a sock full of meat. Like, isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. You're right.
Dude, it's so crazy.
Didn't think about it that way. You ever take a fish and put it on your foot like a shoe?
You mean like shove the whole fish's like mouth up your foot? So,
Yeah.
like,
If
you
you're in the
know,
wilderness and you're like in a survival situation and you're barefoot, you gotta wear some fish socks. It's just like a...
not with real fish, but my parents bought me really uncomfortable sandals the one year that are basically like novelty sandals in the shape of that. Like, if you were to put,
They
like,
look like a fish.
yeah.
I want to see these.
I think they're down. They might be in my closet somewhere. I'm not sure. I'd have to do some looking around in order to really figure it out.
Culture Limp says meat sock is a common German delicacy. Yeah.
I guess a sausage.
Yeah, pass the meat sock.
Isn't a sausage basically a meat sock? Like, you got
It
this
is.
weird translucent condom that you put the fucking like sausage
But
in.
the
meat
casing
in.
traditionally is also meat.
Is
You
the
know, it's
casing
like
made of like
intestines?
thin out like intestine and stuff like that?
Traditionally, now I think they probably use something else 'cause it's probably easier to come by than
There. Well, I mean,
getting emptied out.
the intestine, I assume, is because it's made of like meat or something that like is also digestible. I mean, here's the thing: when I cook
Use
sausage,
every part of the creature.
when I cook sausage, I actually take it out of the casing.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do. I mean, especially if you're doing something like chorizo, that usually comes in a sausage,
Oh, yeah.
and then you break it open. If you want like
Well, I
ground
mean,
chorizo.
You can still cook it in like that sausage shape once it's like
For sure.
Yeah, which is nice because I just don't like that casing. It's just like nah.
Ah.
Not a fan.
I just don't like the bounds of a casing. You know, I don't want my meat to feel like it's locked down. I want it to be free, bro.
Yeah, it's like free the beef. That's also my anti-underwear campaign slogan.
Free the beef.
Free the beef.
You refer to your nether regions as beef?
Not, I mean, it could refer to anybody's nether regions, really.
Okay.
If you think about
You're
it.
like, hey, look, don't focus this on me.
This is your beef. You gotta free it.
You got beef, bro?
You got beef, bro?
I like this dragon's prominent forearms.
Thank you. I gotta make a Trogdor reference.
A T-Rex would have to be like very jealous of this creature.
Oh yeah. Chris Pratt's looking at this
Blow fire.
dragon
fly,
like, I can't tame
and-
this thing.
When's the Jurassic Park World whatever movie where they're like, we made a dragon? Like that's gotta happen soon, right?
Yeah, I mean, like,
They're
well,
getting weirder and weirder. Every one of them is like,
yeah.
we built a dinosaur that can do like algebra. Run! Like that's the newest movies.
Here's the thing. I haven't
any of
seen.
them, but
Yeah, I haven't seen like of the Jurassic Worlds. I saw the first one and I was like, I'm good.
it's not just the first one, but since then it's been like we've made super dinosaurs in a lab and now we're all fucked.
Yeah, I've heard that the last two. I heard that the second one's a dumpster fire, and I heard that the third one's just even worse.
Maybe we should watch them in our group.
I'm down. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be fun like we had with Extreme Ops last night, but it should be.
Yeah, we'll talk
Should.
about that.
Yeah, I guess we will have to talk about. I mean, what? Segue. Segue. We segue. It's segue.
Segue now.
Yeah, we
Oh.
segued. It's Extreme Ops.
That was a smooth transition.
Thank you. I agree. I think we nailed it. We watched a movie that we had to look. It wasn't available on streaming, and I don't think anyone sought this movie out in a very long time. But our good friend of the show, guest on the show, Zone Dog, paid $12
No, he didn't. I mean, or
Oh,
maybe we should say that he did.
Yeah, let's say he
For the
did.
sake of... Yeah, he paid $12 legally.
Because it's on Amazon for $12.
Exactly. Our good friends at Amazon that host this stream.
That's right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, that was the reason that it took us so long to finally watch it, is because we didn't want to spend $12 on it.
Yeah, like it was completely within the realm of possibility to watch it months ago, but we were just like, 12 fucking dollars for Extreme Ops? Are we willing to? And you know, we eventually buckled down and went for it. But wow, worth it.
Bad movie.
Terrible movie.
But
we had
it was pretty fun because there's some parts of the movie where they're just like, fuck it, when they're making it. Like there's scenes where you can actively see the green screen in the background that they didn't edit out completely. There's one scene where the green screen background is like at a completely opposite perspective to the foregrounds. Like it's almost like in like Inception, where like the world is folding in on itself. That's what it looks like, but they didn't do it for any reason other than they just didn't give a shit.
It's like no, you know what it is? It's your reward for making it all the way through Extreme Ops. Because it's like one of the last shots in the movie, and it's so fucking funny and goofy looking.
It really was a reward. It was my favorite moment of the movie, and it was in the last 5 seconds.
Yeah. And so, you know, and wow, it was great. And then we went on a deep dive, just like reading the IMDb reviews.
Yeah, this is where it gets weird.
And we found another movie that was like Chris Pratt's first movie, apparently, called Extreme Team, and they straight up stole the poster from Extreme Ops for it. Apparently,
we stumbled. It almost felt like a conspiracy finding this, and for the next hour we were trying to find information on this. But it has the exact same, not like similar, but like the exact poster. It's the same exact image. They
either stole the poster from Extreme Ops,
and the title almost looks exactly the same as well.
Yeah. What I think they did was, I think for the poster of Extreme Ops, I think they straight up just got a stock image and like paid for it. And then for Extreme Team, they just found that same image and then used it. Because like they didn't take the Extreme Ops poster, because like there's elements that are covered up by like typography and stuff on the Extreme Ops poster that I feel like you can see on the Extreme Team post. It's very strange, but they jacked the poster is the point of it, and they were going for like the same movie, and it stars Chris Pratt. It's his first like feature length role. Or it's not feature length because it's a made for TV. I guess it is feature length, but it's a made for TV.
It's like 60
movie.
minutes.
Yeah, for Australia or New Zealand. It's and like we tried so hard to find info. It doesn't exist anywhere. Yeah, as far as we can tell, Extreme Team is lost to the ether. It will never be recovered.
You have it recorded on a VHS that like you accidentally left recording when you fell asleep. The thing you were trying to record ended, and then this movie started, and now it lives on this tape. Please let us know. We'd love to see it.
For all of our New Zealand or Australian viewers, Extreme Team, you know it's somewhere.
Lotus Clock says, question for Brandon: is Raiders of the Lost Ark still the greatest movie of all time, or has it been dethroned since? Okay, so I'm assuming I must have said that at one point. I still love that movie a lot. In fact, I love the Indiana Jones trilogy, all 3 of them. You know, there's only 3 movies. They're all great.
Only 3.
There's not more than 3.
There's not more than 3, and they're definitely not making a new one.
I would say, I don't know. I can't say exactly when I said that, but nowadays I don't really say I have a favorite anymore, just because I've just too much good stuff, and it's all different from each other, so it's hard to really like put one on top, like best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm the
it
same
just
way.
feels disingenuous to pick one. I could tell you like some of my favorites, and those definitely are some of my favorites, but
yeah. Like some movies are like, you know, are gonna hit you emotionally, while Raiders of the Lost Ark is just like a fun, good time. Some movies are like gonna make you think, and that's why you watch them. You know, there's like a million different reasons to enjoy a film. So I feel like saying one is my favorite, like I might have favorites, like ones that just stick out in my head as like I really, really thought this was a good experience. But like you said, there's so many different types of movies, and to try and like say I think this one is just out and out better feels disingenuous.
If you have asked me like certain genres, I could probably narrow it down, but it's hard to
Yeah.
just say like this is the best, you know.
Like if you were to say like, hey Brandon, what's like one of the best fun action movies of all time?
Yeah, like action serial type thing, I would probably say Indiana Jones.
Pulp action genre.
For a long time, I was saying like the Back to the Future trilogy was my favorite of all time movie and movies.
You know, we did have a discussion once about what was a perfect movie, and like, I don't think that there's any movie that's like perfect, like that's without its flaws. But you know, like, what's the closest movie? We've had this discussion before. But what's like the closest to perfect?
Closest to a perfect movie? I mean,
yeah.
I know this is kind of like, I'm not going to tangent into this, but just I think it is worth saying, like, you know, everybody has different opinions, so there's no real like right answer for that. But
yeah, of course.
In my opinion, some movies I consider perfect. That's tough. I mean, I think as a comedy, I think Dumb and Dumber is like a almost perfect movie.
When we've had that conversation, Dumb and Dumber is usually your first answer. And then we did discuss the possibility of Office Space being up there.
It's a pretty perfect movie.
It's a pretty damn well done movie.
Yeah.
I can't like think of things in Office Space that I would change, you know?
What are some of people in the chat? People in the chat. What are some of your favorite movies?
What are some of your favorite movies?
You know,
what are some movies that come to as close to perfect as you think like a movie like that movie could be?
I really like There Will Be Blood. I don't know, that one keeps popping up in my head.
There Will Be Blood's pretty damn good.
That's a great, like, as far as like a character study goes, it's just really like compelling and like satisfying, even though like nothing really happens. There's not too much of an arc. It's just watching this horrible guy throughout his life like get worse and like more getting what he wants and having it not be enough. I don't know. Culture Limp says Office Space is 100% a perfect movie. And also, fun fact, it was filmed in Austin, Texas.
Oh, hey. Culture Limp's from Austin, Texas, which is why they...
that would make more sense for him to give that fact, unless he's just like a fan of cities.
Just a fan of Austin. I hope that... I mean, they're pretty open about that. I didn't want to... I said that, and then I was just like, oh, they said that on their stream.
I don't think you doxed them. I mean, they brought it up, right?
Yeah, they did.
That's the reason they...
Yeah, and you know they're pretty open about that fact on their stream as well. So you know. By the way, if you guys want to watch somebody play American Truck Simulator, Culture Limp, very fun to watch.
I'm surprised you haven't done that one yet. You've been running the gamut on all these tedious simulators. I don't mean that in like a bad way, like they're bad games.
Oh, they are 100% tedious.
We played all of Power Wash Simulator together, so I also have a mind for some of this stuff, but you've been on a roll lately where you're like, all right, finished House Flipper, now I'm on the Lawnmower Simulator. So you're going down the line.
I've actually had an eye on both Euro Truck Sim and American Truck Sim for a while. Just before I even started doing these tedious games for stream, I find that I don't think I'd ever be able to play them alone. I think on stream is the only way I can enjoy them because, you know, there's like that bouncing things off with the chat. And things of that nature. But
we could do like a co-stream and we could set up some kind of CB radio situation where we could chat with each other.
You can do convoys in American Truck Sim.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just happy that video games have finally reached their, top tier.
Oh hell yeah. Appreciate the shout out. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Culture Limp says, yeah, just a super huge fan of the city for no related reasons.
Just loves Austin.
Yeah, exactly. Leviathan Den says that in their mind, some perfect films, Hot Fuzz, Kung Pao, and Kung Fu Hustle. But wait, actually, Leviathan Den says that's just a few that they really love. It's not specifically like perfect films. I do think Kung Fu Hustle... I don't know if I would consider it a perfect film, but god damn do I love the Kung Fu Hustle. That's just such an amazing movie. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I love that movie so much. the one time I watched it like at a movie night with a bunch of friends, and then it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I went home, and then I was like, damn, that movie's so good, and I watched it again before I went to bed.
I've done that before myself.
And that wasn't like the first time I watched that movie at that movie night. I'd seen it years before, and I'd seen it like 2 or 3 times in the interim. But like watching that movie again at that movie night, I was just like, damn, that 5th time watching Kung Fu Hustle really hit right. I think I'll do it for like a 6th. Same night.
Not to keep talking about this movie because I don't have anything else to say about it, but I just had a similar experience with There Will Be Blood. I had a class that was teaching like writing and stuff, and we watched the movies and read some books. And we watched that movie. And then legit on the drive home from school, I stopped at the store to buy a copy and just went home and watched it again.
That's how you know a good movie, you know?
It just you know, it hit the right notes for me. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Absolutely. Kung Fu Hustle, you've seen it, right? Have you seen Kung Fu Hustle?
I have, but it's been a while. I was probably like in high school. I should definitely watch it again. I barely remember it.
Highly recommend, because like, you know, there's movies where you watch them as a younger person, and like maybe you get the full experience, and then there's other movies where you're missing sort of like a layer because of like a lack of life experience, or just like not really keen on like subtext and subtlety in a movie and things like that.
Right.
Kung Fu Hustle, I feel like, is a movie that once you go back and you watch it again, especially if you like sort of know a little bit about like the sort of like I think it's like a very heavily Buddhist sort of film. I mean, they have like a Buddhist palm strike move, but I think it's like a very spiritual film.
Okay.
And so like, you know, the movie kind of goes into like those sort of things a little bit, but it's not, you know, they don't lay into it heavy.
I don't even remember that aspect of it. All the more reason I need to watch it.
It's just a very, you know what, it's like you can enjoy it without knowing any of the aspects of the spirituality. I do think the spirituality informed the storytelling of the movie, but not in a way where it gets in the way. But the movie is still about some like deeper things, and that you sort of appreciate. Like it's not like it's making any sort of grand statement about life or anything like that, but just like the sort of emotions that the characters are going through, and like sort of just the like what the drama is playing off of in a lot of scenes. Like you don't really you don't, like, as at least a high schooler and maybe like a very early college student, maybe you don't quite appreciate, you know.
I'll have to give it another watch.
Yeah, it's a damn good movie though. It's a great fucking
real quick
action scenes are great.
In the chat,
yeah,
a lot of people agree Hot Fuzz is really good. Yeah, I might agree that's a perfect like action comedy type, like what they were trying to do. They nailed it.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz. I mean, it's such an intentionally crafted film. It's like
what I would change about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a film where Edgar Wright had a vision for Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, and Nick Frost. I mean, they're all pretty involved in like the whole process.
Yeah.
But like, in terms of like just the whole thing, like the story, the directing especially though, like the directing. That movie might be Edgar Wright's best stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty perfect one. They also mentioned Kung Pao being such a classic. Yeah, it gets quoted in my house pretty often.
Yeah.
Let's say fairly often. I don't know how to say it more than that.
Yeah.
Superbad is one of the best comedies. I agree. That's a pretty perfect comedy.
That's pretty good.
Superbad a lot.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I liked it a lot. I have the soundtrack CD.
I think it holds up pretty well.
I think it does.
For being that like kind of like, I think it did what it was trying to do very well. I think.
I think it. So here's the thing about Superbad. I think Superbad comes really, really close to not holding up, but what does make it hold up is the fact that the crux of the story is like the sort of love between Evan and Seth. Like if the movie didn't end the way it did, it would be such a more generic like American Pie sort of like, you know, we're trying to get fucking laid during high school. But because the movie is smart enough to be like, nah man, like these are two people who have a love for each other, and they're gonna go separate ways, and that's kind of that's what's gonna happen. And I think that the fact that that's what the movie in the end holds on to is what kind of elevates that movie. Like that movie could be a dumb American Pie knockoff, sort of like hot high school comedy stoner thing, but because they sort of capped it off the way they did, I think they nailed it.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also think the comedy is a little more better written and a little more like clever and like touches on like social things than like something like American Pie that's just like raunchy, like
Fair, yeah.
dumb.
I think, I mean, yeah,
Like-
I think American Pie is definitely a like 50 times dumber movie than Superbad. But you know, Superbad is still kind of going a little bit more broad in general. I still wouldn't call it like an intellectual movie, you know?
No, that's not why I'm there for that one either. You know.
No, absolutely not. But what I'm saying though is movies that aren't like movies that are surface level are the ones that don't stick around, and like you don't like sort of hold on to like that sort of like there it like at least if you're sort of a sort of person who watches a lot of movies and you know you're sort of you've gotten past the point where like if like there's like a big shootout you're like ha ha good movie, like if you're kind of like beyond that point and you want to sort of get a little bit extra out of films and that's what you're looking for, like the movies that have like an extra layer to them are the ones that will be those movies you remember. Like, you know, I saw Superbad
That's
like
fair.
12 years ago, but I still remember it because there's that extra little bit of layer of like reality like sprinkled on top where it's like still about this very real thing that, you know, everyone's kind of gone through in a sense. And in one way, shape, or form. And like, you know, if the movie was just
experience.
the human experience, if the movie was just kind of ended at like, and they didn't get laid, but maybe they like, you know, maybe they hook up with the girls later, like it'd be like, okay, cool, that was fun. But because it's also got this undercurrent of like real shit, it's just again, it elevates it just that little bit more.
A couple other things from the chat. Leviathan did says, "B chaps, you have to rewatch it." He's talking about Kung Fu Hustle. I will actually. I've been wanting to. I just keep kind of forgetting. But now that it got brought up again, I'll do that. Lotus Clock says, "I don't know what Hot Fuzz is. I don't deserve to be here." You do deserve to be here, but go watch
Everyone
it
deserves
because
to be
it's
here.
pretty great. I think you'll enjoy it. It's like a play on like
You're kind.
cheesy cop action movies, with like. You know, it's kind of like
It's basically a takedown of all the classic cop movie cliches.
Yeah.
It's like they literally just like list off movies and say, like in the movie itself they're like, hey, here are classic cop action movies, and then they eventually go and they sort of pay homage to every single one of those that they mention.
the characters basically mention that the one character mentions that he really likes those types of movies, and
Yeah.
the main character is one of those guys who doesn't, you know, he's just like putting the, like fish out of water. He's like the super cop who's like sent to like a rural town and he uncovers this big thing.
Yeah, but
And it's
also it's the interest, like what shakes up the dynamic is the guy who's the bad cop is interested in doing the action movie stuff, and the guy who's the super cop is interested in all the paperwork, and that's sort of that's where the
Like doing his job.
that's where the friction comes in.
And then, you know, not to spoil the movie, but then at the end it turns into the schlocky action movie.
Yeah, it completely
Despite
becomes
the one actually good cop's like resistance to it the whole movie.
Yeah, it becomes the action. It becomes what they have been sort of discussing the entire. I mean, the movie is entirely just about like buddy cop action movies and just like the genre as a whole. And it's like a perfect takedown of them. I don't know. It's like how it's made by the same folks who made Shaun of the Dead, and Shaun of the Dead is not as direct of a like hardcore spoof of the zombie genre. Shaun of the Dead's more like a comedy movie that is also a well done zombie movie. It's less of like a spoof, but more of like an actual zombie movie inside of like a comedy shell. But Hot Fuzz is like, hey, here's a buddy cop movie, but we're not gonna do the buddy cop things, but we're gonna talk about them, and now we're a buddy cop movie. You know what I mean? Like that's the for Lotus Clock, really. That's what the Hot Fuzz.
Bilbo Rocket says, "Babe is a good movie." That's the Talking Pig movie, right?
Yeah, Boram you.
That's not to be confused with Charlotte's Web or Gordy.
You've confused Babe with Charlotte's Web so much. In the
Have
past. Yeah, I've back when we were doing Dixels, I was cutting together. What was that?
I just don't know where you're gonna go with this. I don't remember any conversation about these things.
This is minor, but back when I was cutting together Dixels, I was doing like when we played Dead Island together. I was cutting that, and we talked about Babe for some reason. And in the video, you just keep going, some pig. We're talking about Babe.
I think, and I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I was doing that intentionally.
You may have been. It's very possible.
There's so many pig stories that it's funny to to just like play dumb.
It's hard to tell because it was like so long ago. I don't remember.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. That's Babe.
That is Babe. Boram you. And the whole speech he gives to the damn sheep. What else we got?
And Den says, worst movie ever made? Team America World Police. Wow. I very much disagree.
Who said that? Who are we talking about here?
Leviathan Den. Says he'll fight anyone who wants to about it. I won't fight you on it. You're allowed to your opinion, but I disagree. I think it pretty much nails what it's trying to do.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love the shit out of that movie.
Yeah.
I quote it. I
think
quote
it's
it.
Hilarious.
I quote it very frequently.
and the art style is like, I love it.
Yeah. They nailed
it. It had to be so much goddamn work, and like, you know, they didn't have to do that.
No.
They could have done it in like the style of South Park and made the movie in like a month, but they decided to make it the biggest like pain in their own ass, and it's so funny because of it.
Yeah. But it's just you know, kudos to them for going for the hey, it's Spwanif. Kudos to them for going for the the Thunderbirds. Is that the name of the show, or which was it?
Yeah.
Firebirds?
Yeah, Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds, yeah. Just nailing that style. But what's up, Spwanif? Spwanif was hanging out in one of my streams the other day as I was mowing lawns. They're a very cool person to talk to, and here they are. It's Spwanif, and Crazy Cow is there. They remember Spwanif. I don't know if that's how you say Spwanif's name. I've just been saying that ever since I realized that was a pronunciation one could do for that.
Could be Splef.
That's what I thought.
The one is an L.
I was saying Splef for a while, but then I said Spwanif.
Spwanif is more funny.
Spwanif is a lot more fun.
Spwanif is here. He says,
Spwanif.
Or they say, I've been waiting. Couple other things from the chat. Lotus Clock. Or wait, Crazy Kyle says, love all Simon Pegg and Nick Frost stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
they're good together. They know
they're
it.
A great combo.
Lotus Clock says, I love the first Ace Ventura movie because I'm trash like that. No, I love the first one.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, aside from when it takes that extreme turn into transphobia, it's a very fun movie until then, and then it's just really overtly transphobic, which is
that's true.
Unfortunate, but until then, it's a whole lot of fun.
It's a lot of movies that don't hold up. Like I mean, like you know, like politically, they do things that they wouldn't do today.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just got Spwanif just said we have to hydrate, so
Spwanif.
Cheers.
Oh shit, you know what? I'm gonna have to refill my water after this. No one else redeem my hydrate.
Yes.
Spwanif. But no, Ace Ventura is great. Ace Ventura 2 is also a lot of fun, but I mean that movie is also that movie doesn't hold up for a whole other slew of reasons. That series did not, unfortunately, stand the test of time. I didn't even think about it until
you just started to say it. Yeah. Whoops.
That movie did not. Those movies were unfortunate. They were a lot of fun, but wow, they. And you know what? They didn't even need. They like if you could recut Ace Ventura to be. I don't know about Ace Ventura 2. That movie relies pretty heavily on.
You straight up just started to say, yeah, both those movies. And I was about to go, what was wrong with Ace Ventura 2? And then like I thought about it for literally 0.0 seconds, and I was like, oh yeah. That's bad.
It's Bumblebee Tuna. But no, it's yeah, I have to. But the rhino scene. Yeah, you could take the rhino
scene is fantastic.
The rhino scene is like you don't even need context for the rhino scene, which is the beauty of it. That scene is just Oh no, wait, don't you should give that arm a more like human skin tone.
All right. Oh, you're gonna give him just like man arms?
Just a man, like it's a Trogdor reference. I don't know.
Okay.
Trogdor references are hip again, in my opinion, because no one remembers Strong Bad or Homestar Runner anymore, so it's less obvious.
Morgan's dad and stepmom are like huge Homestar Runner fans, which is really interesting
That's
to me.
fucking hilarious.
And like, it's just strange. I didn't have many adults, you know, or like, you know, people that are like my parents' age that were very into that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's been funny discussing stuff with that, or every once in a while referencing it, and they get it, and it's like, oh wow.
If I were to talk to my parents about Homestar Runner, they would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? More weird internet shit."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Crazy Kyle says, "Yeah, just pick and choose pieces." But yeah, I mean, God, it's a shame those movies did not hold. And like the thing is, you could. Again, I'm not sure about Nature Calls, but at least for Ace Ventura 1, you could take out the overt transphobia at the end and then turn it into something different, and it would be the same movie. Like, it wouldn't change things. I mean, there would probably be a few scenes that you'd have to, like, sort of... There's a lot of context that sort of gets fucked up. I don't know. But then
I'd have
again,
to watch it again to really see, like, how offensive it is. From what I remember...
It's not great.
I'm not going to get too into it now because I don't want to.
Yeah, it's not great.
Canceled. But if I feel like a lot of the like, there was like this big reveal, but like a lot of that was because a lot of these people had been like with the trans person without knowing that they're trans, and they were not comfortable with that themselves, and then that created a lot of the outrage.
Yeah, well, there's also...
But there's a lot of jokes in the expense of, like the 90s like to do that a lot, where they're like, the punchline's like, a trans person. And it's like, that's not a joke in itself.
Yeah, well, but there's also, like, and here's the thing. I'm also not advocating for recutting the movie. I don't think you should go back and, like, tinker with art after, like, it's done. I think that... Oh, we are on different layers.
Oh, here's what I'll do. I'll let you go.
Okay.
On this half, underneath the...
like throughout the movie, like there's like a scene earlier in the movie where Ace Ventura kisses the was she like the police chief or the constable or
yeah.
So yeah, he kisses the police chief.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, huh, and he makes like, I forget what he says exactly, but they sort of, it's like, at first it just seems like an innocuous comment, like he's always like insulting her, calling her the devil and things like that, so it's like, kind of comes off as an innocuous thing like that, but then when you watch it again, and you know what the reveal is, you're like, oh.
He says your gun's digging into my hip.
Yeah.
The line is. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, that's what he says, yeah. And you know, I mean, there's, again, that's not, it's subtle, but it's there. It's not great is the thing. It's still, it's just, it's
it wouldn't come out in that way today.
No, there's a lot about the politics of it that like seems innocuous, but it's not great.
Right.
I'm not one person to like sort of really do a deep dive into that because
yeah, and we're not the people to do that either.
No, it's not my
not
place.
We're not experts on those kind of things.
It's just not good, is what I'm gonna say. I've watched it and I've been like, nah, this ain't great.
Culture Limp says, literally was just watching Strong Bad Emails like 2 days ago.
Nice. No shit.
I should go back and watch them. That'd be fun.
What's really funny is, Brandon, you'll get this reference too because you're the one who linked me to this video, but the other day, Cultural Limp quoted a YouTube video by saying, "You can tell it's an aspen pine by the way it is." Which I feel like when...
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, like when Cultural Limp made that reference in my head, I was like, isn't that like that's a pretty niche video, right? Like that's like, it's
actually blown up pretty big.
It's blown up since then?
I was surprised.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was big then, but like I was always just like, it felt like a small video, but like everybody quotes it, so it's...
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Not... I hear it quoted quite a bit, like on the internet. I see it, like the line about you can tell it is because of the, or you can tell what it's a blank because of the way it is, and I also hear the,
it's very memeable.
Hey, that's pretty neat, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, that's the reason that it's just this little like shitty video that two guys made did go viral, is because it's just really funny.
Very funny, very memeable. Like, 'cause, I think that's what really helps videos go viral is, especially nowadays, is if there's like those moments where you could apply it sort of more broad scale. Like, you can tell it's a blank by the way it is, or hey, that's pretty neat. Like, you can apply that to, like, cause like what are half the jokes that we make when we're referencing something is we're like, there's another situation, and like in our minds, contextually, this line from this other thing like makes sense, you know? So like I think that's what helps videos sort of hit that virality is by having like those sort of quotes that you can sort of twist to be like, hey, it's, you can tell it's a viral video by the way it is.
Yeah, I guess like the things that become quotable are things that are like basically like memes that can be repurposed.
Yeah. Also, just real quick in the chat, Spwanif has said they want us to draw Willem Dafoe. I'm more than happy to oblige. We'll definitely.
They gotta save their points.
Want to save their points? I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll do a Dafoe. I'll Dafoe it up.
We haven't Defoed in a while.
We haven't Defoed in a while. We'll do that once we finish this opening drawing.
Well, they gotta save their points.
Gotta save their points.
You're wanting to give away free Defoes?
Well, I mean, we've drawn Willem Dafoe before without.
Oh my god.
Gosh, am I going soft?
You are. We're trying to run a, we're trying to do a
run
successful
a
Twitch stream
business
here.
here.
We can't just be giving away.
I can't feed
Willem
my
Dafoe
kids with
drawings.
no channel points. I got mouths to feed over here. Also, they say Lotus Clock said. Well, first of all, Kyle is taking umbrage with the way I said niche.
Yeah, I was ignoring that.
It's very funny where we are in that conversation too. Like that's been a sort of a running conversation with Kyle and you and a few others, mostly Kyle. But I used to say it niche, and then I heard so many people say it was niche, and then I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Easier to say.
Well, I mean, we looked it up and it says both are correct. So
yeah.
That,
it is
that
easier
pretty
to
much
say.
ends the debate, unless you're Kyle,
does.
who doesn't want to ever end a debate.
Yeah. It's funny though, because like now because we've started that conversation, the word niche has popped up. So like it's been around obviously for a long time, but like we'll pay special attention to when that word pops up and like how it's pronounced because of this sort of ongoing topic of conversation. But I did used to say niche, but if you think about it,
That's what I say.
it's easier to say niche than it is to say niche. Say them both right now and tell me which one you had to do more effort to say.
All right, let me try. Niche. Yeah, niche is easier. So I guess that's the way to say it from now on. Glad we did that test.
Alrighty. you put a lot of vowels in niche was the problem. When you said niche,
Mitch.
yeah, you put some extra vowels in there, and that's where you lose some of the energy.
Unnecessarily difficult to say.
Yeah.
We should put it. Kyle, can you throw up a poll in the chat, please? We got 9 people watching. This is the time.
I guess
Is it pronounced niche or niche? Know that both are officially correct. So now we're just getting down to opinion.
Yeah.
I think Kyle has the ability to put a poll up. If you can't, let us know and I'll do it.
Kyle should be able to put a poll
Yeah,
up.
is it niche or Nietzsche?
Yeah. I think the rope dancer, the way he dances is sublime. I can make those jokes because I've read most of Thus Spake Zarathustra. Oh god. I've read like more Nietzsche than I think I enjoyed. But to be fair, Ecce Homo is just a very dry book. It's a very dry book. It's a painfully dry book. We don't seem to have a poll up in the chat yet.
Alright, I'll throw up the poll.
Alright.
I think I can do it.
I think Kyle is just not aware of how the mechanism.
Maybe he's not watching, which is alright. He's just not a friend anymore, if that's the case.
Yeah. Also, just real quick, oh, there you go. Oh, a poll has been set up. I think Kyle has just done it, unless that was you.
Niche or niche? Yeah, everybody please vote. We need to put a stop to Ian's reign of terror. Or vote with him, you know, if you...
I can't vote because I'm logged in as DrawBomb on you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show up on Twitch. Profile. Vote.
Ian, you need to hurry. There we go. Now you have some representation.
Yeah! Is everyone else voting niche?
Yeah, you're literally the only vote on niche so far.
Niche is a French word, so I pronounce it as such. Interesting. You know what? Do we have confirmation on the etymology of the word niche?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I haven't looked it up.
Somebody look up niche on Wolfram Alpha. Okay, I'll do it.
What's that word? Oh, you meant niche. Oh, I got you. Yeah, someone look that up.
Wolfram Alpha. Niche.
Ian, it's not looking good for you right now. There's 6 votes for niche.
Niche is a periodical word. Niche, English word, is not French. From the European Renaissance, so it's not. I mean, we don't know if that involves.
Wait.
I have to assume France was involved in the Renaissance. Helpful map data.
Niche wins with 6 votes to 1. 86% of the people watching the stream right now believe it is niche, and then 1% or 50% of the DrawBomb hosts think it's niche. By the way, Ian, it still says our names at the top of the screen. Not that you have to fix that, but
I like literally muted those. I must have hit Control. You know what? I was hitting Control Z on this file earlier, and I was like, why is nothing happening? And I think I undid my hiding the name tag. And I was doing the Control Z.
oh jeez.
Says our screen is frozen. Yeah, it's just because Windows, whenever you open up enough Windows is like, hey, any video, we're gonna pause it if it's not on the top screen. And I guess I could actually hit. But that opens up a whole slew of other issues. Not gonna bother. It's fixed. But yeah, if I had a third screen, it would probably not run into that issue anymore.
You only have 2 screens? My god. How do you live, bro? How do you live?
Such a plebeian.
Oh. No, I don't know. I'm supposedly frozen, but I don't see that.
Well, I fixed it.
Hello? Okay, cool. Yeah, Kyle's happy with the poll results.
Lotus Clock says I was never into early Flash videos because my computer was shit back then, so I couldn't watch any Flash thing properly. Spwanif says, what's your opinion on the Cat in the Hat
Oh, that's right.
movie?
He had it highlighted, so we're supposed to discuss it. We should watch that in the group.
We should. We haven't.
Pain, but...
Never seen. I'm down to watch it. I've brought that movie up once or twice for.
I've
watching.
seen it once in the past, but it's one of those things that like felt so much like a fever dream that like my brain, I think, has erased it out of self-defense.
When I look at the commercials and I look at the screen like grabs from that movie, fever dream is the only word that really comes to my head. So I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be like. What movie did we watch? I'm assuming it's gonna be similar to the Cats movie, you know, just fever dreaming it up.
Yeah, we should watch that.
I'm down. Also, Lotus Clock says niche means doghouse in French, which I'm looking up Wolfram Alpha right now. Its word origins are French, Italian, and Latin. I'm assuming Latin first, and then, you know, when it did its thing. And it's you know, a synonym for corner, recess, or a recession. an alcove, an apsis, a hearth, a place, a station, a concave shape, a concavity, an enclosure. Then it has a bunch of words that rhyme with it, but this is what's gonna piss you guys off. I'm actually gonna share this. This is my revenge. If you look at words that rhyme on Wolfram Alpha, bewitch, ditch, enrich, fitch, glitch, hitch, kitsch, pitch, rich, snitch, stitch, switch, twitch, unhitch.
Those words are all just they're pronounced
lexically
weesh, deesh, and reesh.
Heesh, Heesh, Quiche. My favorite Will Smith movie is Heesh. You know?
Yeah, that's
that
good.
one's just
Kevin
a good
James
one.
is great in that.
Crazy Kyle says, I can't see straight, I'm so angry. Lexically close words. Here's where you guys sort of make a little bit of a comeback. Fiche is a lexically close word, like a microfiche. Now translations.
Or a micro penis.
Translations are Spanish, nicho, place. French for niche, place. They're all place. Different words are the same thing. I'm not gonna Nichia is the Italian version, of course, because they gotta be extra like that. Hey, Principessa, welcome to my Nichia. You gotta be extra because you're Italian. Why not? Crossword puzzle clues based on all New York Times crossword puzzles 1994 to what the fuck is this about? Why are what? Okay.
Maybe people use this for cheating at games.
No, what this is like this is kept track of any crossword puzzle for the New York Times that has used the word niche as like
he said it.
I said it as the like the word you have to guess, and these are all of the different sort of clues. So like calling, corner, cubbyhole, you're supposed to guess. Niche. Scrabble score 10. How to type it on a phone. Yeah. Okay, so that's the Wolfram Alpha on niche. If you guys ever want to look up the etymology of a word, Wolfram Alpha is super in depth. Anytime I like feel like I want to learn about a name, a place, or a word,
a person,
and like
a place, or a thing.
Person, place, thing, or mineral, in a very sort of statistical way, that's a great place to do it. You can also type computational algorithms in there in order to get math answers. That's actually what it was originally made for. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, sorry, I was cutting you off, and I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Are you done with this drawing?
I am emotionally. Well, actually, let me do one thing real quick.
Okay. I think this one came up pretty good.
I think so too. Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm fine.
Okay. Let's save it. This will be a short break.
Yeah, we'll take a short break. It'll be interesting when you save it. It should actually automatically update the DrawBomb Discord with. Really? Yeah, it should. I set this up a few weeks ago.
Does it matter what I title it?
No, it's about where you save it.
Okay. I save
but
it
if you could title it similarly to how
I'll stop. I'll stop. You've been probably correcting them all, haven't you?
Have you?
But I see in here it goes up to 115 and it's oh yeah.
Because
the last few episodes.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
But yeah, anything in the title cards folder that gets saved in there should automatically post to the Discord title cards thing. And I am looking into making it so that when that Discord channel receives a post in it, the webhooks should hopefully post those automatically then to any social media. Gotta set that up still, but that would be sort of a nice way of sort of.
That's pretty nice. Gotta automate it.
Gotta automate.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's what
if you aren't part of the Discord,
automate.
if you aren't part of the Discord, our friend Nightbot just dropped the link. Make sure you click on that. Lotus Clock says, "Can I post a drawing of a dragon that I made?" Please do. We would love to see it.
Oh wait. Ooh.
We have the draw.
Did I say that again?
So, please do. Well, that's good. Oh wait, do we have a thing?
You should see it when it pops up.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right.
We talked about that, and I just went and I put that together in like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Well done.
Please do.
SpawnF is part of the family now.
Hey,
welcome to the Discord.
You family now. We gonna rob a bank together.
Let's go steal some VCRs.
Let's go steal some VCRs. Oh my gosh, look at this fucking dragon right here.
Oh yeah. See that? Put that up on the fridge.
Yep, let's go to the fridge. Just look at that thing. That's the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon, right?
Whoa. Nozzly.
Is it like
Is it below fire?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it. I'm a little confused.
He's got a spray bottle head. I see it has a part like that you can screw it off. Is that how you kill the dragon? You unscrew its head.
I think what you do is you can turn it. You can twist the nozzle so it says off.
To lock.
It won't fuck up your villages with like all the fire and brimstone anymore.
Beautiful as always, Lotus Clock. Thank you for drawing along with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we always appreciate it. If anyone ever wants to draw along with what we're doing, what we're saying, post in the DrawBomb along, and we will roast you live on air.
Roast you like these poor people being roasted by this dragon right here.
That's right. Very Game of Thrones. So Game of Thrones. You can tell by the game and the thrones involved.
There's no thrones in this drawing, but you know, it's implied. All right, let's take a quick break.
All right. Whoa, and we're back. Welcome, welcome.
Finally.
So good to be here.
The loneliness was setting in.
I was really scared for our viewers. They were all lost without our guiding light for so long.
It was a real kind of Lord of the Flies thing here. I feel like a few of the viewers have murdered the others.
Yeah, if you've been murdered, make sure you check in so that we can keep stats. We've been keeping track of our deaths as a result of our show for tax purposes.
Right.
But we said we were going to draw Willem Dafoe for SpawnF. I'm gonna get started on a quick Willem Dafoe, but while we, sometimes we like to take a break from being on camera. Sometimes, and
No, we do other things here on this channel.
So
we have causes that are important to us.
We're very charitable. We're very charity minded. So while we might work on these Willem Dafoes off on the side, but I figured, Brandon, do you want to introduce what's happening here?
So I know we have some new viewers here, and I like to, I think it's important. I know we like to goof around and talk about a lot of stupid stuff, but we have some stuff that's important to us, and one of those things is this thing we set up called Critter Cam, where we basically take all of the donations from the channel, all the subscriptions, all the bits, all that stuff, and we use that all. We figure, we don't need it, so we funnel it all into this nature reserve sort of thing. It's like a farm where animals that need a home and things like that, basically they get everything they need there, and all the money comes straight from the viewers. So that's kind of I think a really cool thing that we do.
Yeah, animals that have been left by the wayside by people,
So, but I mean, we've also, just so we can check in, because we're all remote from this. We kind of rigged it up.
We hired somebody to take care of it, Farmer John.
Is that his name? Farmer John?
I think that's what.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
He looks like a Farmer John.
We're pretty hands off. But yeah, I think we should go to Critter Cam and check in with what's going on with the aminals. What do you say?
Yeah, I think we should. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh my god! Oh, jeez. I thought you were dead. You're right there.
Who's there?
It's me. It's Anthony.
Anthony.
Yep,
I
that's
don't-
me.
Oh,
I
hi,
haven't seen you around here before. Are you new here?
Where are we?
Well, we're at the farm. DrawBomb Farms, I believe, is what I've heard people tell me around here. This is your new home. You are a prisoner.
What? No. Why are we prisoners? What did we do? I was taking a nap and I woke up here.
Let me ask you, were you taking a nap in a place that might look like it was, well, I don't know, like you'd maybe been left there, like a playground or some place where turtles normally aren't?
What? Yeah, it was a playground. Why? Are all these animals from playgrounds or something?
Well, some are. Oh, I just noticed something. Well, some are. Some are not.
There's 2 tigers here. That's pretty cool.
They're not. That's an illusion. That's a collective hallucination.
Wow, pretty amazing. Oh. No, I was taking a nap inside my shell. It's where I go. It's like my safe place.
And
Oh. And then suddenly, I awoke here, looking at an upside down tiger. Why are you upside down, by the way?
well, I don't think I am.
You clearly are.
How do you know what
I've seen a
tigers?
lot in my 300 years I've been around, and
Have you
I've seen a tiger or two.
Wait, how old are you?
304
Wow, that is. I don't even.
in turtle years, of course.
Oh, okay. What's that in normal years?
Oh, I'm like 8.
Oh, so wait. Wait. Okay, so you
What? What's funny about that?
Oh no, I'm not laughing. That was somebody behind the camera. Farmer John. That's impressive that you look so. How long have you been so dry looking?
What? What do you mean dry?
Well, it's just that you're full of wrinkles, and you have extra skin. You have lots of extra skin.
Don't be jealous of my skin.
Oh, I assure you. Look, the point is, wow, what's the average lifespan for one of you fellas?
Well, being I'm 300 turtle
You're 8.
years right now.
You're 8.
8 years, boy, we can live up to be like 200 years, I think. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah. I think
200. Yep. That's for
180?
sure.
Sounds about
I'm
right.
sure of it.
So you're this old, and you're just gonna get older.
I'm only 8, so I'm pretty young in turtle standards. I don't get what you're getting at. I'm a youthful spirit.
Yeah, you're an old soul is I think what people say when they when they want to say
I
that.
love candy and I love comic books and cartoons. Stuff other 8-year-olds like.
Yep. Who's the coolest superhero?
I know what you want me to say.
Who's that?
Gosh, it's hard to narrow it down. There's 4 really good choices. But between all 4, I guess I'd have to go with Captain Marvel.
Oh, so you're into the newer.
Captain Marvel is the best Marvel movie, I think.
Oh, is that so? Is that so? Is that
It's great.
Oh, it's great.
It was good. It was good.
It was very good.
It's pretty good.
Anthony liked it.
So
You put together one of
this
the names,
farmer
Anthony.
John, this farmer guy you mentioned, he seems to be standing right over here. It looks like he's holding an upside down monitor. Well, I can't read it. Why is everyone upside down?
You can read?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try flipping you over.
Okay, okay. Be gentle. Be gentle with me.
Let's see if this works.
I don't want to be upside down. I'm scared. Oh, 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 God.
Now you're just sort of on your side.
Oh, okay. This feels unnatural, but everything looks so much clearer.
It looks very strange. Somehow, it doesn't quite work the other way, strangely enough.
Are you doing this with your mind?
I don't know how I just did that.
This is amazing. I feel light as a feather.
I don't think there is any spoon. Oh my god. What is that noise?
What?
What was that noise just there? Sounded like you were in pain.
It's a turtle noise. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I think I'm gonna flip you right back over. Your condition seems to have worsened. You've worsened since I've done this. I think I upset the natural order of things. There.
Ooh, much better. Now everything is the way it should be.
Sure.
So you mentioned we're prisoners?
Oh,
What?
yeah. If you try to
Why
escape,
are we... What happens
Don't.
if we try to escape?
well, just don't. Just don't.
Oh. Okay, because I mean, honestly, you look like, of all the creatures I'm seeing here, you look like you'd have the least amount of trouble escaping.
Well, I mean, you know, it's I got it pretty good here. They just kind of throw food at me, and you know, I just sleep all day. A little bit of a shallow
Okay.
existence. I mean, I couldn't, you know, I let my Etsy page go by the wayside, but you know, not bad.
What's your Etsy? I'll add it.
It's I sell little tea cozies in the shape of old cartoon characters from Hanna-Barbera.
Wow, that's very niche.
It sure is. I actually pronounce it niche.
Oh,
Both
well,
are correct,
I mean,
though.
I could argue. I feel like arguing about that with you, but I'm not going to right now.
Yeah, we just met. There's no reason to make, you know, start things out
There'll be
hostile.
time for that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll hash this out sometime once we're better friends.
So you like living here?
It's not. Look, the other option was just being constantly in danger and like the threat of death looming around every corner. I mean, I was really the threat of death, but like there wasn't a lot of, you know, things that were gonna endanger me, except for I guess, you know, people, which they're the reason we're not allowed to escape. But it's not bad. I mean, I don't have to work for my food, and I just get it.
I haven't eaten in days.
Oh, you should tell somebody about that. They'll get you sorted out.
Just told you.
What do you eat?
Lettuce and yep, that's what I eat.
Just lettuce.
Yeah, what else is there? What do you eat?
I don't know what they are, but I get giant steaks every morning. I would get about 3.
3 steaks. Wow. That's pretty cool. I'm sorry, I got distracted. The chat. Is there some?
Oh, you can read it. You can read now.
Well, you know, my brain has adapted, I think. They say that happens. Once your eyes will adjust. I don't know. Oh, I see what happened. Farmer John just flipped the screen for me.
Oh, that's right. I can't even read, so we've established before I can't read, I'm pretty sure, so it makes more sense for you.
Says, Crazy Kyle says, I feel like Anthony eats turtles. It's not true, is it, buddy?
Oh, no, it's the shell just makes it way too annoying.
Oh, so you've tried?
I mean, you know, when you're out there, the jungle's the jungle, man, like, it's this fight for the wolf to survive.
So you're from the jungle, but
I
you
have the
did
tiger.
mention that you were captured in a playground?
No, I wasn't. My story is a bit more complicated. Well, long ago, on the windswept plains of India, I roamed free, majestic in the fields. Till one day, there was a boat, and some guy was like, "Hey, you wanna come on my boat?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I did, and then that guy took me to a playground. And then that's where they got me.
I read a book like that once.
Oh yeah, what's the book called? Oh, I know what you're doing.
What are you talking about?
I think I might have heard in passing the book you're referring to.
I never finished it, but I think it was something like about pies.
Yeah, that's
It
the
might have
one.
been a cooking book or something.
I saw a movie. It was about me. Not like literally me, but it was about me. You know, you look
It's
at
a
TV,
me.
you're like, it's one of them me's there. It's a you.
It's a me, turtle.
Do you how do you feel about Mario and his perpetration of violence towards the turtles?
Yeah. I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah, he's a dick. I mean, he's never messed with any tigers or anything like that, but he has dressed up in tiger stripes once or twice.
What did I ever do to that man?
Right?
He's a plumber. I have nothing to do with. I'm not in no pipes or nothing.
I've never seen a turtle in a pipe.
That's because they don't go there.
Is it
We don't even live in sewers. The media has dragged turtles' names through the muck.
the literal muck? Because you know it's a sewer.
Yeah. I do love pizza though.
Well, who doesn't?
Exactly.
It's great. What does the
So it's for a game. When we're gonna be playing Cult of the Lamb on the stream eventually, and that will do stuff for that. So it's set up, but it does nothing for what we're doing right now.
Oh, did you do the plugin for?
I did the plugin.
You put the plug in for when you're gonna stream.
But
that
then
game?
there's been some things they're updating it, so they have it like not working at the moment. So I decided to not play it until that's up and running.
Gotcha. Do we feel like Critter Cam has run its course? Do we need to come back to? Hey,
I think of.
I am not a sideshow.
No, this guy with the camera is really aggressive.
Look, I mean, it's just. I know now we're talking directly to the animals, but we got a show to do, guys. Like once the bit is done, we gotta stop. We gotta move on from the Critter Cam. I think you're just an asshole.
Huh?
Not you. I was talking to the guys who popped up on the screen and talked to us. That Farmer John's holding up. They're upside down. we're just gonna move on from the critter cam. I think it's time.
I think it's time.
For Spwunif, this is the. Well, first of all, we should thank Spwunif for the bits, by the way.
Yes.
There was so many dollars thrown at us. I felt like I was getting like, make it rain, you know.
Yes,
So thank you,
Thank
Spwunif.
you for the bits. We
Thank you for
appreciate you so much.
all the bits. That was very nice of you. We really appreciate. These are some Willem Dafoes. I didn't use any reference for my Willem Dafoe this time. I went purely on.
Pure Defoe.
Yeah, I think
you just channeled the Defoe that lives inside you.
that's right. I mean, we've drawn them so many times. I figured for once I'd try. See what I could do without the having a picture up. But what's
I think you got
this?
the face. The face is pretty good.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure.
Crazy like he often does.
Yeah. What's the story behind your Willem Dafoe?
I was just trying to go a little more like cartoony with mine this time.
Okay.
It almost kind of has some Muppet qualities, I feel like.
He looks.
But,
Yeah, he looks like a Muppet Willem Dafoe. He looks not like he looks like how he wishes people would draw him for once, like just not crazy. He just looks like he's chill Dafoe, you know?
yeah, he's chillin' Defoe.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes his face isn't crazy.
No, I mean, I'm sure like when he's not acting, he might be a completely normal dude, for all I know. I mean, people want to work with him. I feel like if you're an asshole, people don't want to work with you. I assume.
I like, in my head canon, Willem Dafoe's a good guy.
Yeah, until I learn otherwise, Willem Dafoe is a cool dude. Cool, chill guy. Chill Dafoe. I'm drawing Willem Dafoe. I don't know why.
As a Street Fighter?
As Kyle from Street Fighter. And I think I started doing the hair, and I was like, I don't know what fucking hairstyle to give Willem Dafoe. And then it just started being this, and then I was like, why not? I'm doing a tiger voice right now. Or I'm watching a tiger.
Cute Kaiju says, I love that Willem Dafoe trying to use a hairdryer for the first time. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that does look like he's like. Hold on, I can add an extra little. Also, welcome, Cute Kaiju. I don't know if they've already posted in the chat yet today, but welcome back. Thanks for joining.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Also, folks, now that we've done Critter Cam and we showed some Chillum Defoes for a little bit, real quick, you guys make me want to animate animals for Critter Cam. I mean, hey, we always need more animals to say.
If you made us animals, we'd use them.
Yeah. That should be signed and sent to Spwunif for the point payments. What should be the Chillum Defoe drawings? Yeah.
I don't own a printer.
Yeah. Me neither, unfortunately. Or I mean, I'd be down. Sounds great.
Yeah.
I feel like we should show off the trailer, or the intro that I'm calling the trailer also. Folks, we did a thing. You remember on last Tuesday how we had a stream that just didn't work out because my internet was taking a big pee-pee.
Describe it for those of the people that weren't here.
It was just a horrible mess. But what it is,
but I mean like the goal, our project that we're working on.
It's called Dungeons and DrawBombs. And it's what we've been doing the behind the scenes of for the last few episodes. We finally got the assets together that we felt like we could go live. But what it is our buddy Matt is going to be Dungeon Master, and we have a setup where we can draw behind and in front of these different characters we've made, these different animated mouths and these different components. And we play a little silly game of very light, not rule heavy Dungeons and Dragons as improvised by Matt. Mini Hats Matt. And I did we started to stream the first episode, what tried to be the first episode, and it did not work because the internet was just taking a poop. But what we did do is we recorded the rest of the episode. We didn't stop recording, we kept going, and so we recorded what we're calling the prologue now. And using that and some footage from when we first did Dungeons and DrawBombs 6-7 years ago at this point, which is wild to think about. But I put together footage and made a trailer and intro. It's an intro for Dungeons and DrawBomb. It's gonna play at the beginning.
It's like a little teaser / intro.
Yeah, it's like when they show
prologue
you.
we'll have out later for everybody to watch. That's not ready yet. But.
Yeah, this was just to let people know that don't worry, we're still doing this. But so open up the YouTube page. And here, I'm gonna go full. Now, I don't think anyone can hear what's happening right now. I think they're getting silence.
Oh no.
Let me just check something.
If they can't, we should rig up a setup so we can play stuff for people.
Yes. Let me try something. There we go. Okay. You know what? This might have been the reason why the intro song has been playing for us when we do the thing. I'll have to look into it. But anyways, here we go, folks.
I don't think the sound's working.
The sound may not have worked. I don't know.
I don't think it did. I turned on the stream to try to hear it.
Oh no. Oh yeah, because Windows is monitor only, mute output. So that should have sent though to my microphone. I should have sent to the microphone, which then should have sent to you. I might have to just reinstall my cable B output. I'm not sure. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna monitor off, but it's gonna output it. And this should hopefully then go on the stream. So let me know if you hear it this time, Brandon, okay?
Okay.
The music's important. They all saw the visuals. Wow-a-woo-wee.
Music's important.
Yeah. Oh, and they can't even see this shit right now. They just hear it. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, were you able to hear it on the...
It appeared that it was working that time from what I saw.
Alrighty, Rooney. So...
I'm very excited. I love that intro, and I'm excited to actually do the real thing.
Very proud of how that... I actually want to reanimate the shaking of the logo, because what I did was I put a filter on the logo that made it just shake automatically. And then I just had it like kind of toned down over like some keyframes. But you know, and it looks great. Don't get me wrong. I think it looks great. But I could have made it shake. Like when in my head I pictured like the logo. This is so specific, but it shakes around differently in my head. So I think I have to.
Well, you know
I have to do it by hand.
Trying to achieve, then you can do it.
Yeah.
Real quick, Lotus Clock says they posted another dragon in the Discord.
Oh.
Double dragon.
Oh no, we heard both the trailer and the stream music simultaneously.
Yeah, well.
Just go fucking go to our YouTube channel, watch the damn video, okay? It's on our YouTube channel. I put it up on the damn YouTube channel. Look, man, it's hard to run a stream, okay? It's hard to run a stream. It's hard. It's not easy. It's hard, okay? I'm sweating under this ring light right now like a goddamn stuck pig. That's actually bleed, but I don't care. I'm sweating like the pig before it gets stuck. I don't know. Point is,
yeah, the pigs do sweat before the sticking.
I have to assume they're probably not happy.
No.
But go to our YouTube channel. Just look up us on. I think we linked to it. I don't know. Go there. Just watch it, okay? I tried. I tried so
Why
hard.
haven't you watched it yet?
I got so far. In the end, I fucked it up.
Well, I liked it, Ian.
Splenif says I did. Well, thank you, Splenif. I appreciate it. What does the 900 one do? 900. Is that like a channel point reward?
Channel point?
900 modify a single emote. Oh yeah. That's just we have a couple of premium emotes because Twitch, asks you to do that so that they get more subscription money. And so that what that does is that lets you, without having to sub, lets you modify that emote. You can put like a hand over it, going like, oh geez. That. What does it do? Yeah, I think
Kyle uses it sometimes.
yeah, you can put sunglasses
I've
on
never
the
really done it
emotes.
myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're able to somehow tweak the emotes and like change the way they look a little bit. I
Yeah.
don't know exactly how it works. I've never played with it, but I've seen people use it.
It's fun. This is a terrible drawing of a hairdryer, but this is a I'm gonna add some like buttons and some hot air coming out of it to really sell the hair dryer experience. Just gives you a
make
few.
me believe it's a hairdryer.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle, for sort of clarifying more for us. I'm gonna make you believe it's a hairdryer. This is like a hairdryer out of Legally Blonde or Barbie or some shit like that.
'Cause it's pink.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dungeons and Draw Bombs, we are going to give it another shot next Tuesday.
Right.
So a week and 1 day from now. That's the goal.
That's right. So get ready.
And hopefully the internet works that time.
Here's hoping. I called my internet service provider. I said I was very nice because there's absolutely no reason to be rude to the people who are just working the customer service. They didn't. I mean, unless they're rude to you first. But I called them and I was like, "Hey, this shit is kind of sucking," and they're like, "Okay." And then like 10 minutes later, they did a reset and it's pretty. It was fucking smooth the first day, and then it's like been fine, but it has its hiccups now. I feel like I want to like call them at some point and just ask them like, hey, 4 o'clock in the morning, can you set it to just automatically reset like the connection to the router so that it's just like, because like I feel like that would make it fresher, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be. Although then you'd be like doing something at 4 and it would shut down and you'd be like, God damn it.
That's why I figure like 4 o'clock. If I'm at 4,
4 is a safe bet.
And the internet shuts off, then it's like, go to bed.
It's a good reminder that you need to go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy Kyle says, everybody knows internet gets stale. You need a fresh loaf of internet daily.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So yeah, Willem Dafoe Guile. Here we are. I've drawn
There he
this.
is. It's
Sonic
blowing his
Boom.
hair and his face.
Sonic Boom.
I'm
Yeah.
a bit of a street fighter myself.
Don't tell Chun-Li.
Spwan says, when's your B-Day, Top Cat?
Oh, it's not gonna be for like another year, but it's in June 28th.
Thanks for watching, Crazy Kyle. We'll see you next time.
Hey, catch you later, Crazy Kyle. But it's somebody else.
Boy, that guy's crazy. Am I right?
He's such a crazy Kyle. It's
Wow.
somebody else's B-Day. Soon though.
Huh?
It's somebody
What?
else's. It's somebody else's bidet soon.
I don't own a bidet.
It's somebody else's.
It's mine.
Oh yeah, we got
Yeah.
to admit.
My birthday is in 6 days.
That's right. And I didn't get you anything. I'll buy you a game. or
That's
something.
fine. No, you don't gotta give me anything.
I do, though. You've given me very nice gifts.
Just,
And I'm always
just-
like, I'm poor.
Just put your little butt on a plane and come out to my wedding, and then we're square.
All right. Okay, then. I think I can do that. I would like to go to medieval times. I'm just not sure if that's gonna be in the cards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if the tables were turned, I'm not sure I'd be able to make it out twice within like 2 months of each other.
Yeah. Next time I'm like making a trip out there that's not wedding related, we should just go to medieval times anyways again.
Yes.
Unless you go and you decide that it's lame and you're like, nah, don't.
I went once as a kid, so based on that experience that was over 10 years ago, I can confidently say, great time.
My only experience with medieval times is the scene in Cable Guy where Matthew Broderick almost got sliced by Jim Carrey in real
It's a good
life.
scene.
I'm making fun of you right now.
Wait, what?
Back when we were talking about medieval times, back when you first started talking about the bachelor party, and you linked to the scene from Cable Guy because we were talking about it, and I was like, wow, what, like, it's crazy that they would just let Jim Carrey take a batleth and like slice Matthew Broderick to death almost, and you were like, what? You know, it's like they didn't actually put Matthew Broderick in danger. That's not a real weapon. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. It's like in the movie, though. Like, it cuts his
that sounds
emblem
like
off his
something dumb,
shirt.
I would say.
It was just very funny.
I don't understand how movies work. I thought they were all filmed and I thought they were all real things that happen to people.
Every time a character dies in a movie, they take like a prisoner and they just shoot him.
Yeah. The actor dies.
The actual actor dies. You're watching somebody die.
Yeah. It's all real.
Did you ever think that as a kid?
I don't think so. I think I always separated. I mean, I watched movies that were probably like above what I should have been watching
From
fairly early.
Okay.
So I think I always understood.
Okay.
I
think there was
my
like
parents were pretty good about like they let me watch what they thought I was ready for, type stuff.
Yeah.
So
same.
I think I'm guessing that I understood. You know, I wasn't getting like wasn't crying every time somebody died in a movie because I knew it was fake, make believe.
I didn't watch violent movies for a very long time, but like I would say like till I was like as for about the amount of time that I believed in Santa and like the Tooth Fairy, and like people were talking about like, you know, oh, in this movie this character dies so and so. I was like, how do they do that in the movie? Do they do like, and you learn about like how do that do that, and you like learn about like the Roman Colosseums and things like that, and like yeah, and then they'd host plays, and then like the actors would actually die, and then like they teach you that in like history class, and I don't even know if that's fucking true because who knows with the American education system. But you know, as a kid, I'm like, when they shoot the movie and they shoot the guy in the movie, do they shoot the guy for real?
That was after you had watched The Crow when you were like
That's
6
right.
years old.
Oh no. Rip torn in peace, Brandon Lee.
Rip torn in peace.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I was not watching. It took me a while to like muster up the courage to watch Kill Bill. Whoa, Spwunif with another bit. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa.
And another one.
And another one. No, you don't have to do any more. You've given plenty. Oh,
Yeah,
and
we
he did it
appreciate
again.
you.
Oh no.
Oh
and
my
another
gosh.
one.
No, I said another one because he had dropped another one. I wasn't asking for another one.
Whoa. Oh no. They're dropping all the faces on us. Oh no. We gotta save
We gotta
them.
hurry and put an end to this stream
We gotta
before he
save 'em.
continues to be generous.
Brandon, do you have anything you want to plug?
I do. Next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Dungeons and DrawBombs. It's trying to make this happen for a long time, and it's finally gonna happen. Hopefully.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it is gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we want it to happen. I'm super excited about the prospect of it actually working this time around.
Yeah.
I
We did a
was
little
not
test
happy.
run.
Oh no!
Oh God!
No! We took too long.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, I can't
gotta
even
get out
count.
of here.
That's like
Ian,
at
do you
least
have
50.
anything you'd like to plug?
Check out the
70.
Dungeons and DrawBombs trailer on YouTube, and also I do this dumb fucking stream every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time called
Is that the one where you
DrawBomb.
mow lawns? Oh.
I do that too on my own channel. That's also fucking worthless, but not as worthless as DrawBomb. Check us out every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We gotta get out of here before Spawniff gives us any more bits.
We appreciate you all. Thanks, Spawniff, for being so generous, even though
Thank
it's
you so
unnecessary.
much.
Thanks for watching.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody else, for watching.
Thank you, Culture
Crazy
Limp,
Kyle, Lotus
Leviathan
Clock,
Den,
Q
Lotus
Kaiju.
Clock, Q Kaiju, Bell Rocket.
Double Rocket.
We talked over each
Leviathan
other, but
Den.
I think we said everyone's name. I can't tell. Spawniff.
What's and then
I'm-
Culture Limp. And
Lotus
we
Clock.
we got
Culture Limp, Crazy Kyle, Bell Rocket. Spawniff.
and Kadasha.
Kadasha. That's right, Kadasha. Oh my gosh, how could we forget?
Kadasha.
Kadasha.
I think that's
Tom,
everybody.
Right? That's Tom, right?
Oh, yeah, Tom. Tom wants us to stretch.
Oh.
We're trying to shut this show down. Now he wants us to stretch.
Let's do it. Also, as I'm scrolling through, Tom also brought up Fury Road, which I actually mentioned in Culture Limp's stream earlier today, as being one of the top 5 action movies ever made.
I agree with that. That's a pretty
Ooh.
perfect, action
Pretty
movie.
Pretty damn good action
One says,
movie.
"No, I have more." Oh, we better hurry and shut this baby down.
Oh no. Also, just to throw off a few, I missed a few of these, but Perfect Blue, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, those are also pretty damn good movies as well. Okay, we're gonna go. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
DrawBomb is recorded live from a studio audience.